question is enter password. I say I don't have password. Are you sure? I don't have password. So that is that. Just that command. SSH key gen. I have generated the SSH. Now, when was it generated? Look at the destination. So let me go to this place. Remember, we've done this is SSH directory, and inside it we have this. So let's go there. Where are we? Print working directory. We are here. ls-la. Look at the hidden folder, hidden directory. So cd.ssh ls-la. Look at the file. What was the name of the file? The file where it was saved? IDRSA public. Your public key has been saved in IDRSA public, right? Your identification has been saved. That was your private key has been saved. All right. So this is where our public key has been. So how do we know the content here? How do we know the content of this file? It's a cat, that file. All right. So that is the key. This is our public all the way from here. That is our public. Any question? Do you understand that so far?
Not at all, sir. Because it's just like imagine, because I was lost from the beginning when we were trying to ping the other server. So I don't know if there is a way we can just go back and just try it.
Okay, so do you know the meaning of ping? Oh, yeah, answer me so that I know where to go back.
No, sir. No.
Okay, so ping is a command to test connectivity between two systems. Let me quickly go to drawing board. Can you see my drawing board?
Yeah.
So I have this system, this computer, whether it is in cloud or in real life or in physical, and then I have this system somewhere else far away. I mean, remote, as long as it's not part of this, it's remote. For me to test connectivity, which is in IT, to test whether there is connection between these two systems, because without connection, you cannot transfer file from this system to this system, which is ultimately what we want to do. We want to create a file here and move that file from this server into this server. So the first thing to do is this server connected to this server in such a way that this server 1 can see this server 2? The way to do it, the command is ping. You ping server 2 from server 1. So that's the meaning of ping. It's basically asking, can you see the Oklahoma server? Can you see Dallas server? Is there connectivity between the two of them? That's the meaning. All right. So now you know the meaning of ping. Now let us go and use it. What is the name on networks? When we're talking about computer networks, IT, even telecoms, the way that we recognize computers and devices on a network is by their IP address. So we don't call them red computer or blue computer. We don't call them by any other name. The name by which computers are known on the network is by its IP address. So that is why anytime we are referring to a computer, whether we call that computer server 1 or we call it server 2, we are always calling it by its IP address. So for server 1 to call server 2, is going to call server 2's IP address. For server 2 to call server 1, is going to address server 1 by its IP address. So it means that the command for server 1 to find out if server 2 is in connectivity with it is ping IP address. What IP address? The IP address of server 2 or server 2 or any other server. You get it now?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, like you will see in cloud later, usually there are two kinds of IP address. For now, anytime we're talking about IP address, without specifically referring to a particular one, we mean the public IP address, the name that the system is called public. All right. So with all of this now, let us go and let us share. So where are we? We're in server 1, right? What do we want to do? We want to see if server 1 can see server 2. So can you lead us now? What is the command? I just spoke English now, but in IT, what should I do?
Ping server 2.
However, instead of server 2, this is also correct. IP address, correct. So let me go and copy the IP address of server 2.
But sir, is that not the same? Is that not the same IP address that is showing at the top of our SSH line?
Let's see. This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's confirm it is the same IP address. So can you see this one ends 152.1.179, right? For server 2, yeah. So let's go there and see server 2. 152.179. So you are right. So for your own, instead of coming here to copy, you can just type it from there. Fine. Good observation. All right. So we'll come here now and we'll copy from there and we'll paste it. So it's the same thing I just typed here. This 2 is the server 2. So that's why that one. So that is it. So now, if they were connected, if there was a line or imaginary line in terms of wireless connecting the two of them, I should see reply 4 times or even more. That is yes, I am connected to server. Anything other than reply, which I am not seeing now, shows that the server is not connected to server. So they are not connected. You get it?
Yes.
Any other person who got it or did not get it to this point?
So the server is not connecting. They are not communicating.
They are not communicating. For there to be connection, for there to be communication, there must first of all fundamentally be a connection. So the ping has told us that there is no connection. Therefore, there cannot be connection. There's no connectivity. Everyone understands that? All right. So now there is a problem, right? Because we want these two systems to communicate. They are not communicating. So let us go and troubleshoot and solve that problem. Are we ready now for that one?
Yes.
Now, for two systems to communicate, generally, there must be this is more than Linux now. This is going proper, right? So for these two systems to communicate, this guy, there is something called key pair, right? Key pair means there is a public key and a private key. So for these two systems to communicate, this man has a public key and private key. This server has a public key and private key. This server must send its public key to this server. And then this server will keep its own private key. Private key is the key. Public key is the padlock. So that this man can use the key pair to identify, say, oh, is it you? Okay, yes. And then it will now open the door, the port for that communication. So the way to solve this problem is to make this server one create a key pair, and then we can copy the public one from here into this one. Once this man has the public key, he's now able to use, this one is now able to use his private key to open this public key, and they are not able to communicate. Or if that is too complex to understand, let's just say this man has to have two keys. He must give the other key to the server, to the system that he wants to be able to communicate. Once this one has one key, this one has the other, then they will not be able to communicate. So that is the way to solve it.
So, sir, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if I get you right, you're saying server 1 and server 2, they will both send their public key to each other.
Don't worry. No, that was not what I said. I said server 1 will send its public key to server 2.
Okay.
That way, it will now be able to establish connectivity and see server 2. And once server 1 can see server 2, it also means that server 2 can see server 1.
Okay.
So if you understand that English, the way to do it in IT is to say keygen. That keygen. This one I will cut it because it's not just handy. So we Control C to cut. So earlier on when we said keygen, that was what we did. You see it, SSH keygen. We are saying generate a key pair so that you can take what we want to do is take the public one and send to the other one. We will use this command, SSH keygen. So this is advanced Linux command that we'll be using a lot in DevOps, because even though computers are in public, not any computer can just connect with any computer. There will be no security in cloud now.